Greetings, kind and gentle viewer, and welcome to Upload motherfucking 50. Yeah, that's correct. I've been foolhardy enough to upload 49 previous videos onto this very channel, and in order to mark this meaningless milestone, I thought I'd do something a little bit different. And if you're thinking, oh goody, this is the video where Mikie would finally strip naked, paint himself blue and sing show tunes.
What the fuck is wrong with you?
My initial idea for this video is to take you behind the scenes of what goes into me making a video, but it's not all that exciting really. I will listen to an album, watch a movie, write a script based on what I've watched or listened to, edit that shit together and upload it. Yeah, it wouldn't have been all that exciting to watch, though I wager it still would have been more exciting than Man of fucking Steel. And my second idea, which took me 3.2 milliseconds to come up with, was to talk about some of the people who I believe have helped influence the videos that I make. So that's exactly what I'm going to do. I first became aware of original content creators on the internet when I was watching YouTube. However, it took me a little bit of time to find them because all I could find in my initial forays onto YouTube was shit like this. My reaction to these kind of videos is the same now as it was back then. Why in the name of fuck should I give two shits about some fucking ass baskets animal? I mean, once I've seen one video of some fucking cat playing with a goddamn ball of yarn, I've seen them all. Anywho, it didn't take me long to get the hang of YouTube. And one day when I was searching for clips of A Nightmare on Elm Street, I accidentally stumbled across this.
The plot of this game is that you're trying to collect all of Freddy's bones so you can destroy them in a furnace. Confused? Well, Freddy's dead, and now his bones are somehow scattered all around every house on Elm Street.
And I laughed my ass off watching this and had to find all the stuff I could find by AVGN.
Ass! Fuck!
It's impossible. I mean, why is it so hard? I mean, I guess because they were trying to make it realistic, like if you were actually trying to land on a real aircraft carrier, but I highly doubt that any of this game is like really flying up.
And I never thought I'd get sick of watching AVGN videos, but as the years progressed, that's exactly what happened. From a technical standpoint, the video's top notch. I would be a fucking dumbass to say otherwise. However, I found myself laughing less and less, mainly due to the shit jokes. And I don't mean jokes that are shit, I mean jokes about shit. I kept watching for roughly 6 months to see if I could find them entertaining again, but alas, that never happened, so I just stopped watching. Oh dear, did I dare say something bad about the angry video game nerd? I can predict that within the next couple of days, legions of his angry fanboys will come to my house armed with pitchforks and torches, ready to murder me for daring to speak ill of their golden god of the internet. Would I cite James Rolfe as an influence? Well, considering he was the very first person I ever saw doing these style of comedic internet reviews, yeah, I'd say it had some influence on me. It wouldn't be a massive one, however. It was back in the days when I was binging on nerd episodes that I first stumbled across the work of this man.
I have a bone to pick with one angry video game nerd. At least once a week, one of your fans comments on my video saying that I am very similar to you. Oh yeah, an angry critic who's obsessed with the past? Never seen one of those before.
I'll admit, I was fooled the first time I saw this. I genuinely thought the dog was that pissed off with James. I thought it was funny, but I thought it was a legitimate grievance that he had. But after watching a grand total of one Nostalgia Critic video, I realised that this was a character. After getting booted off YouTube for violating copyright multiple times, a website was set up to host brand new Nostalgia Critic videos.
Meanwhile, Max is back home sleeping when... Oh my god. Oh my god! Bad touch! 911 emergency! There's a tall man who's been stalking this kid, giving him treats, and now he's touching him while in his bed and wearing his pajamas! Hooray!
Get off me, you pervert!
That's right, kid! Fight him! Fight him!
Ah! Smell like hippopotamus butt.
Oh my god! Now he's bathing in front of him! There's no telling what he's gonna do next! Hurry!
And when the website launched, he introduced two new characters to the interwebs.
Why do we drive on parkways and park in driveways?
Because you touch yourself at night.
Oh my my god, this is the greatest movie I've ever seen in my life! There's this kid named Speed Racer. Someone actually named it Speed Racer. I can't believe that.
It's as loud and annoying as the movie. Irony, you're swimming in it. But if I'm going to talk honestly about Doug Walker's output, I'm going to have to spend a little bit of time talking about the That Guy with the Glasses anniversary movies. When Tick with Tig reached its 1 year anniversary, the website decided to mark this by doing something special, which was to gather all the most popular content creators on the site at that time. The story of this short video was simple. The nerd gathered a bunch of game reviewers together to fight a bunch of the movie reviewers on the site, which was of course led by the Nostalgia Critic. It was only 20 minutes in length and it was a fun little watch. However, for the 2nd year anniversary, That Guy with the Glasses knew that they would have to do something bigger, something better, something bolder. And we got the first full-length feature film, Kick-Assia, which is such a fucking retarded title I hate having to say it out loud. Anyway, the movie saw a bunch of the producers from the site led by the Nostalgia Critic overthrowing Kevin Ball, the leader of a small micronation called Molossia, but of course the power goes to the critic's head, which means that all the critics on the site need to stage a coup to get rid of him. I know that many fans of That Guy with the Glasses thought this was a fun little movie, and whilst there were parts of it that I definitely enjoyed, for the most part I thought this was kinda dull. My main problem with it is that you had to know all of the various critic shows like the back of your hand to get the vast majority of the humour in this. And the acting in this is pretty fucking terrible. Sure, there are some good performances here and there, but for the most part the producers on That Guy with the Glasses aren't actors, and it clearly shows. This time around, the Nostalgia Critic is made aware of a gauntlet which he believes will make him and his fellow critics rich, so they all gather together to go and find it. The catch is that they all have to dress up as fancy characters. At first they think they're just plain dress up, but they soon realise that there's real magic forces that are after them. A lot of people tend to bash Suburban Nights, but I don't. I really enjoyed it. Call me easily entertained if you must. I think the biggest difference between this and Kick-Assia is that you didn't need to have followed all of the critics that feature in this to get the humour in this. Also, the acting was far, far superior this time around. Sure, none of the producers are going to be winning any Academy Awards anytime soon, but they were far less wooden. Sure, they were hammy and over the top, but given the nature of the comedy in this movie, it fits it perfectly. After being really impressed by Suburban Nights, I was thoroughly looking forward to the 4th year anniversary movie, which was called To Boldly Flee. The critic is under house arrest and has to find Mikie or do something or other with the rest of the crew. I don't remember the story, and quite frankly I don't give a shit. When the first part of this premiered, I was gobsmacked to see that it was sitting on a perfect 10 for a couple of days on IMDb. Pulp Fiction is sitting at a 9.7 at the moment. Were people back then really trying to say that this is better than Pulp Fiction? Fuck that bullshit. This is over 3.5 hours. Fuck, it could even be approaching 4. Yeah, because we couldn't lose the comedic gold of the Nostalgia Critic dressing up as Judge Dredd. The only reason for the length of this movie was that nobody seemed to have the balls to say to Doug, listen, it's far too long, cut some time off it. I get that it was meant to be the send-off for the most popular character on the site, but Jesus fucking Christ, man, rein it in. I know I'm harping on this, but it really, really did bug me. If this were 2 hours, I'd have enjoyed this movie a lot more. I previously stated this was supposed to be the last hurrah for the Nostalgia Critic, but like a retirement angle in wrestling, this proved to mean jack fucking shit. From what I can gather from this video, Doug was trying to say that this is all part of some master plan, that demo reel was a massive red herring and that the Nostalgia Critic was always going to come back. I'm sorry Doug, I'm not buying it. What I think really happened was that you wanted to create a new show and people didn't watch it, so he brought back his most popular character because he wasn't making the money he once was. But that could just be me reading far too much into this, because I honestly don't know whether it's accurate or not. The only thing I know for sure is that the character is brought back, and like a lot of people, I was extremely excited to see brand new Nostalgia Critic reviews once more.
My apologies to the neighbor's cat. It's just, after seeing a film that was so cat-killingly bad, I had no choice but to destroy the nearest living creature. I mean, wow. Wow! God, Jesus, wow! Heaven above, Lordship, fuck, wow!
And at first I found myself laughing, however the more and more I watched the episode, the less and less I did. It was far too bogged down in sketches and didn't focus on the reviewing as much as I would have liked, which is something that kind of annoys me when it happens in video reviews. And honestly, I really do not enjoy the brand new Nostalgia Critic videos. The bi-weekly Nostalgia Critic editorials, on the other hand, are a different matter.
But people argue that Superman should not be a character who questions his purpose or his identity. He should be simple and fun. It then started to hit me that this wasn't the first time I heard this argument. I remember when Spider-Man came out, it had very similar criticisms. Too much angst, too much drama, too much Uncle Ben!
I think his editorials are smart, insightful. What I cite Doug as an influence.
Of course!
He's like one of the godfathers of comic movie reviewers. The biggest influence he's had on me is that I too will insert clips from other media to help me make jokes. Anywho, back in the day when the first wave of producers hit, the site is when I found this dude.
The Austrian Death Machine. Are you intrigued yet? Okay, it's an audio CD. Okay, it's a CD. It's a death metal band that has all of their songs and all of their lyrics come from lines from Arnold Schwarzenegger movies. Come to the chopper! Turn up! Now our escape begins!
And much like when I discovered the work of James and Doug, I had to see every single Noah Antweiler video that was out at that time.
Oh man, that is the greatest scene ever! We have to see that again! Let me try to describe the spectacle that you have just witnessed. Yor shoots a giant bat out of the sky with a bow, which kills it in one hit, and freezing its corpse in instant rigor mortis. He then picks up the stiffened carcass, hefts it over his head, and then uses it to hang glide into the cave to deliver a flying missile dropkick to a purple caveman.
Hey, are you ready for the most ridiculous part of this? I swear to God, you're not. Here it is. Naked zombie Sean Connery. I shit you not. It's Sean Connery, this bald-bearded fuck in his BVDs who throws battle axes at you that kill you in one hit, and all the while he's doing this very gay prancing man dance where he's trying to teabag you. I just don't get it.
Being the massive fan of Mystery Science Theater 3000 that Noah Antweiler is, and if you don't know what that show is, a brief recap of it is, it's a show in which a bunch of people sit around and make fun of really crappy movies. And so, he made a series of riff videos in that style.
And they can't hate on our used games.
Because I will straight up bust a cap in your dome.
Come with a 90-day guarantee, and they cost less. Booyah! Now, for the real hardcore players.
I love how Spoony burst out laughing, but really laughter is the only way you can react to such a ridiculous moment. Also, he introduced me to this.
Coffee, decaf, tea, and hot chocolate. Those are the hot drinks that you serve so good. Said hot cups come in two sizes, small and large to fill as the need arises. Coffee's holding time is 30 minutes, that's so long.
It will never leave, it will never leave.
Fuck you for getting that lodged in my cranium for the rest of my life. Joking aside, I love that song. It reminds me of 80s Michael Jackson. Anything that reminds me of 80s Michael Jackson is not a bad thing. I could watch that shit on a loop. Speaking of shit I could watch on a loop.
But he was abducted by ninjas! Ninjas! Call the cops! There are ninjas kidnapping people on TV! The cops! Did no one get a license plate? Ninjas! Kidnapping! TV!
And it was pretty much that ranting vlog about TNA Impact that got him started doing Wrestle. And for those of you who've never seen an episode of Wrestle, it's a brilliant wrestling recap that Spoony used to do that I wish he would bring back. And when I was watching it back when he was making them, I had stopped watching wrestling years ago. For me, that is a sign of true talent, that he can make me watch something that I'm not even interested in and still make it entertaining to me. Oh, and one of the coolest things that's ever happened to me is that this time last year I actually got to meet him. If I hadn't discovered the videos of Spoony, I doubt I would have started making my own content for the internet. So if you're enjoying this, you can thank him, or conversely, if you're hating it, you can blame him. Not only did I get an autograph with him, a photo and all that good shit, I got to talk to him for roughly half an hour. Although I'm pretty sure the entire time he was thinking of... And one day when I logged onto his website, I was introduced to the work of this guy.
It's common knowledge that one of the funniest words in the English language is Yeti. Seriously, say it to yourself right now. Yeti. Now go out into the middle of an open field, point your finger, and shout that word at the top of your throat. It's fucking hilarious. Just look at the dictionary definition. Yeti. A legendary large hairy humanoid creature said to inhabit the Himalayas. B, one of the funniest damn words ever. See also buggery.
All the stuff that gets uploaded onto Brad's site, I enjoy the Cinema Snob the least.
The air is fresh, brisk and sweet. Why, I could even smell your feet. It's a dinky dinky doo-dah morning.
Stop. Don't do it. Don't fucking do it.
Morning, 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 doo-dah morning, dinky doo-dah morning, morning.
But please don't misconstrue my words to mean I hate the character. I don't. I just happen to think that Brad Jones has done far funnier stuff. Case in point, the midnight screenings.
You like bubbles? What about you, Jake?
You'll have to get him out of Tracy's face.
Just don't.
Sorry.
Oh, damn it. Just don't fucking care anymore. This movie broke you?
At this point, you having me go to that fucking movie is a personal fucking insult.
Oh, Jake. I wish to have your babies.
Where's the fetus gonna gestate? You gotta keep it in a box?
And last year, Brad Jones released the first feature-length film based upon his most popular creation, the Cinema Snob. When an exploitation filmmaker goes undercover as a pretentious film snob to obtain proper filming permits, he is thrust into a strange mystery surrounding the very secretive Film Commission. What the recap didn't tell you is that about halfway through, this turns into a slasher flick, which I honestly didn't see coming. Although given the fact that Brad Jones has a deep love for the slasher genre, I probably should have. Part of what makes this work so well is that you've never needed to watch a single Snob episode to get the humour in this. The bulk of this channel consists of me reviewing movies and music, so it should come as no shock to anybody watching that I love watching other people review music. And in my humble opinion, one of the best at it is... Of course I love Todd's pop song reviews.
The Black Eyed Peas are idiots. All of them. If one stupidity had a name, it would be will.i.am, Fergie, and the other two guys. They're complete idiots. All of them. There are pop stars out there who are stupider, I guess, but few who are this aggressive about it. I mean, even on the songs I like by them, their lyrics are beyond asinine. I mean, there's not much to say about a group who can release a song called Let's Get Retarded and have some of the strongest writing of their careers.
My favourite thing to watch by Todd in the Shadows is One Hit Wonderland.
For pretty much everyone, Chumbawamba is that band who did the I Get Knocked Down song and had one of the all-time stupidest band names. Those of you a little more in the know that Chumbawamba were some kind of radical left-wing collective who just happened to have one fluke hit. There's always been a certain level of fascination about them, the bizarre band with Rage Against the Machine level politics and a jock jam level popular song. But even if you do know more about them than just tub thumping, unless you're a hardcore fan, you're probably fairly ignorant of the full scope of Chumbawamba's career, which began 15 years before tub thumping and lasts another 15 years after. Yes, 30 goddamn years of Chumbawamba.
And there you have it, those are some of the people who've influenced me. But what makes me want to make videos in the first place? Is it that I have that big of an ego that I think that my opinions are that important that the world needs to hear them? Well, of course there's a little bit of ego in them. Anybody who turns on a camera or a webcam and shares their opinions on something on the internet is a little bit egotistical. But for me, that's not my main motivating factor. No, it's to entertain people. Let's face it, folks, we live in quite a dark and depressing world, so if I can do just a small part to bring a bit of joy into the world, then doing this is totally worth it. Also, I just love making videos. I love the whole process. I love writing them, I love performing them, I love editing them. I just love everything that goes into making a video. And before I go, I just want to thank anybody who subbed to my channel. It means a lot to me that you think I'm entertaining enough to watch.
That's all you get. But he was abducted by ninjas!